Narayan Namaste. Welcome back to Zeel Astrology, your go-to channel for all things Vedic astrology. Now there's a lot of noise in the background today because it's Makar Sankranti and I'm shooting this video on this day. So although I will try my best to remove the background noise as much as possible, but still some noise will be still there. Anyways, so from 16th of January, Mars will enter the sign of Capricorn. And from January 16 till February 3, multiple planets will come together, will be in conjunction in Capricorn. That is Mars, Venus, Sun and Mercury. And Mars will stay in this sign until February 23. And now because all these planets are getting conjunct in this one sign, so I cannot ignore these planets while making an analysis on this, because this transit will have impact of all these planets. So as said, Mars, Venus, Mercury and Sun will be placed in the same sign, and in addition to that, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn and Saturn is in Pisces. So, and Saturn will enter Uttar Bhadrapada on January 20, 2026. So, because of this entire period, when all these planets are positioned in Capricorn, becomes very important. Not only on a personal level, but also at a global level. And because Saturn is the dispositor of all these planets in Capricorn, and Saturn will be entering Uttar Bhadrapada very soon, so the effect will be there of Saturn as well. Now, before going deeper into this topic, I would be grateful if you could subscribe, like and share these videos with your friends and family, and do not forget to hit the notification bell so you are always updated to our latest content, and do not forget to hype as well. Hyping videos also helps me a lot. It helps my videos to spread to a larger audience. And you can also follow Zeel Astrology on Instagram now, and for personal consultations feel free to email me. All the links are given in the description box below. Now, so when so many planets gather in one sign like Capricorn, the energy naturally becomes intense. It almost feels like many forces are trying to work at the same time. From time to time, Moon will also join this combination, which will keep changing the emotional atmosphere. Sun and Mars have already been transiting together for a while, and they will continue to stay together or stay close to each other for few more months or few more days. On top of that, Mercury and Venus are also getting into this conjunction combination, so which makes this energy even more layered and complex. Now, Capricorn is an earthy sign, so the focus here is on practicality, planning and results. Since Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, is placed in Jupiter's sign, so there is a strong mix of discipline, wisdom working together. Mars gets exalted in Capricorn, and I have seen that many people believe that exalted Mars always gives very positive results. Well, it does give positive results. It does give strong energy, I would say, but not always. And here in this particular transit, during this period, the expression of Mars will be a little different. And as Mars is sharing space with Sun, Mercury and Venus in an earthy sign like Capricorn, so the energy becomes more controlled, strategic and calculated. Because of this, results can be mixed. It will not be about quick success or clear wins this time. And to be very honest here, on one side, this placement gives people energy and determination, but on the other side, it can also bring very serious and practical approach to the life. Leaders and decision makers may act with clear strategies sometimes, where they may know exactly when and how to move. Only some leaders, only few leaders, not everyone. And you see, Mars in Capricorn behaves like a general who plans every step carefully before acting. In this situation, Sun who represents the king, or Sun who is the king, who is the authority, is also present, along with Venus and Mercury. So because of this, Mars has to work under Sun's influence, which changes its usual style. So Mars is not at its full energy here. Sun is fairly comfortable in Capricorn and Mars is strong here as well. And Venus here is not weak either. But Venus is so close to Sun and Mars this time that emotional matters may become less important. Feelings may be pushed aside and decisions related to relationships or values may become more practical than emotional. So in simple words, emotions may not get the space they usually need during this period. Mercury's presence adds logic, planning and intelligence, but again the mind works more practically than emotionally during this time. And indeed, this is a period where thinking logically and practically will help you more than reacting emotionally. Emotional responses may not give good results now, but sometimes emotions are necessary in certain situations and which will be absent during this transit. Now this energy supports experience, strategy and realism rather than sensitivity or emotional expression, as said earlier. And on a global level, this can show an increase in earthquakes. Saturn being in a watery sign along with other planetary reverses also raises the possibility of water related events including tsunamis. During this time, earth related disturbances may be more noticeable. This period also shows the beginning of more strategic conflicts. Rather than sudden or chaotic actions, or wars or conflicts may be more planned very carefully. It might happen. Saturn gains strong influence after January 20 when it enters Uttar Bhadrapada, and all the planets in Capricorn are under Saturn's influence, so they will come under Saturn's discipline. And this gives Saturn a strong upper hand and marks the slow beginning of a new phase or new era. The next 2 to 3 months after this period may feel heavy and challenging, especially as these planets will later interact with Rahu in Aquarius when they will move forward in the sign of Aquarius, and then they will encounter Saturn as well in Pisces. So these months can bring pressure, tension and big shifts in your personal life and on a global scale. Globally, some major will happen, and at the same time this upcoming period will also open the door to the start of a new era. At the same time, this transit can also be helpful for healing. If someone is dealing with health issues and needs to go through surgery, this period can actually support recovery and healing. This energy is strong and disciplined, which helps the body handle medical procedures and rebuild strength afterwards. After around February 3, Mars and Venus will start moving out of Capricorn. They will then move into Aquarius together with Rahu. Sun will stay with Mars until February 13. During this phase, when only Mars and Sun will be in conjunction with each other in Capricorn for some time, so that period becomes very supportive period for doing work that needs courage, strength, effort and confidence. Any work that requires physical energy, leadership and bold actions can benefit from this time. After Sun moves out of Capricorn on February 13, Mars can express its full energy in Capricorn until it is present in the sign of the sign of Capricorn until February 23. So from February 13 till February 23, Mars can express its strength in full. This is actually a very powerful time for Mars. Even though Mercury, Venus and Sun will be with Rahu and may create confusion, in other areas of life, but Mars itself will remain strong and supportive until it is present in Capricorn. You can feel confident, motivated, and brave. You just need to be careful about ego. As long as ego is controlled, this Mars energy can work very well for you. Overall, Mars alone in Capricorn from February 13 till 23. February 13 till February 23 is good, even though other planetary combinations may create challenges in other areas of your life. The important point here is that the 7th aspect of Mars will fall on Cancer, which shows that focus on home, mother, and emotional matters will be there. At the same time, Mars gives its 8th aspect, its Marak Drishti, to Leo, where Ketu is positioned. This makes Leo sign highly sensitive and highly active, highly energized. On a larger level, this combination can increase aggression, impulsive behavior, anger issues. Authority figures sometimes can, because of this combination of Mars and Venus, Mercury in Capricorn, authority figures can sometimes take some really good strategic decisions, and sometimes because of this Marak Drishti of Mars on Leo, and because Ketu is present in Leo, authority figures may become more aggressive and decisions may be taken in anger. Even though Sun, the dispositor of Ketu and the Lord of Leo, will bring some awareness, but still the aggression can still overpower logic at times. Mercury and Venus also influences this area, but Mars's energy dominates more here, making reactions more sharp and forceful. Because of this, there can be an increase in blind anger and harsh decisions, both personally and globally. Leo is already active due to Ketu's presence, and now Mars' strong aspect adds more fire to it. This can lead to actions taken without fully seeing the consequences. Since Capricorn is an earthy sign, there is also a strong focus on land and territory. So conflicts related to land or boundaries may increase. Overall, the energy during this time is intense but controlled. Mars and Sun brings strong fire and anger, but Capricorn keeps that fire disciplined and focused. Venus and Mercury adds intelligence, calculation, but one thing here is that emotional softness will be missing. So if this time feels heavy or difficult for you, there is no need to worry too much. A simple remedy for this is to chant Hanuman Chalisa. It is a very powerful prayer that gives inner strength, courage, wisdom, and protection. Regular chanting during this period can help calm the mind and slowly reduce challenges, making things more manageable. Now, who will be impacted the most? Capricorn, Cancer, Leo ascendants or moon sign. All these ascendants or moon sign, or those who are running the dasha of Mars or Sun, have to be very careful during this period. This period will impact them the most. And be careful of accidents. Now let's start with ascendant-wise analysis. Aries ascendant. Now for Aries ascendant, Mars, Venus, Mercury, Sun, all these planets will be transiting the sign of Capricorn, your 10th house. So this directly affects your career and your public life. You may notice many changes and transformations related to your work, your career. Mars is your ascendant lord and also your 8th lord. So it naturally brings deep changes, deep transformations. Since it is joined by many other planets, the energy becomes intense. You may feel restless or even angry because things seem to change quickly in your professional life. Sometimes something important or meaningful can also happen related to your career, and even related to your actions or your karmas as well. This period can increase disputes with colleagues, subordinates, or even with seniors and bosses. At the same time, it also gives you the strength to work hard and stand up for yourself. If you keep your ego aside, if you keep your ego calm as much as possible and focus on your work honestly, then this transit can actually help you grow and uplift in your career. Yes, friction is possible, but the same energy can also push you to prove yourself. For business owners, there may be some challenges or pressure, but consistent effort will still bring support because Mars is very strong here. Even though Mars is with Sun, it does not lose its power. It still has its own strength and will support your career if you stay disciplined and if you work with honesty. For Aries ascendant, Mars's aspect are very important. The fourth aspect of Mars will fall on Aries itself, your ascendant, your first house, which gives strength, protection, courage, and even healing energy. It supports self-growth and self-revival. Try to be a little careful in personal relationships, especially with children, as emotions can be sensitive during this time. Cancer sign becomes very active because of all these planets are influencing it, because these planets are aspecting Cancer with its seventh aspect. So this brings both positive and challenging results. Please take care of your mother's health and emotional well-being. Matters related to home and property may also pop up during this period. And if you are planning to buy or sell property, this period can support that. But it is very important to be careful with the legal paper documentation work. Mars' seventh aspect on Cancer makes emotional and family matters very active, so care is needed here. And yes, because Mars is also aspecting your ascendant, which I forgot to add, that it will give you courage, confidence, and the strength to work on your own healing. If you are dealing with health issues, especially related to bones, knees, or physical weakness, this is a good time to actively work on recovery. Now, the eighth aspect of Mars will fall on Leo, which is the most sensitive area during this transit, where aggression can peak. Issues related to your children may arise during this, whether it is during this period, whether it is your relationship with them, their health, or their studies, or anything else. So be careful in that part, and do not make any major decisions in your life without proper thinking. Don't make any blind decisions in your life during this period, and be very wise with your decisions. Overall, this is a very powerful and intense phase. If you stay grounded, practical, and humble, this energy can help you grow. If eager and anger takes over, the same energy can create chaos, unnecessary problems in your life. Staying conscious and calm is the key during this transit. Taurus ascendant. For Taurus natives, Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury will be transiting the sign of Capricorn, your ninth house. In the first half of this transit, when all these planets will be together, because this is happening in your ninth house, so things related to your father, your luck, your beliefs, your higher education or higher guidance, your spirituality, all these matters will be under focus. During this time, please take special care of your father's health and your relationship with him. At the same time, your relationship with your spouse, your mother, your children, maybe basically your entire family as a whole, will need attention. Many important family related matters may pop up during this period. Small understandings can quickly turn into bigger issues if communication is not handled properly. Try to speak softly, patiently, and with wisdom with your family members. Being calm in your words will help you avoid unnecessary conflicts and issues. Since this is happening in your ninth house, this period can support foreign travel. It is actually a good time to visit abroad or plan something related to long distance journey. However, it is important not to become aggressive or stubborn about your belief system regarding spirituality or the sense of right and wrong. Flexibility will help you much more, or open-mindedness will help you much more than rigid thinking during this time. Health also needs care in this phase. Venus is your ascendant lord, and Venus is involved in this intense planetary combination, planetary war here. And because Venus is also connected to your 6th house, because it is your 6th lord, so you may feel physical or mental strain if you ignore your well-being. Mars is also involved, and this can bring stress if emotions are not balanced. Please take care of your own health, your spouse's health, and your mother's, father's, your entire family's health during this period. Overall, this is a time to be extra attentive to your family's well-being. In the second half of this transit, when most of the planets will move out of Capricorn and move into Aquarius, only Mars will remain in Capricorn, your 9th house. So this phase feels lighter and more supportive. Again, this is a good time for travel, especially foreign travel. You may also feel drawn towards spiritual places, spiritual like temples, or even learning something meaningful as well. This is a good time to read scriptures. The entire period from January till February, this is a very good period if you want to read any spiritual books. This is a nice time to explore. The second half is a nice time to explore spiritual knowledge or deepen your understanding of life. Since Mercury also supports learning, you may get opportunities to learn something new or gain valuable experiences. Mars in the second half of this transit will give you the energy, courage, and motivation. Still, you need to stay mindful of your behavior towards your father. Avoid anger or arguments and try to stay respectful and calm. The more spiritually aligned you remain during this period, the better results you will experience. Now, the fourth aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Aries, your 12th house. This can disturb sleep a little bit, but at the same time, it gives you the courage to travel far or explore foreign connections. This aspect can be helpful for people involved in import-export business or work connected to foreign countries or foreign companies, work in foreign companies. Luck can support you in such matters during this time. The 7th aspect of Mars will fall on Cancer, your 3rd house. Because of this, relationship with siblings, neighbors, and people around you may become sensitive. And because all other planets, Sun, Venus, Mercury are also aspecting Cancer, so you need to be careful in your relationships, especially with your neighbors. Please be careful with your words and your tone. Harsh speech can damage relationships quickly during this period. So gentle communication, gentle voice communication is very important. The 8th aspect of Mars will fall on Leo, where Ketu is already positioned. So this makes your home related matters more sensitive because Leo falls in your 4th house. Anger or tension can increase within the home environment if emotions are not handled carefully. Please take good care of your mother's health, as this aspect can bring stress or health concerns for her. There may also be issues related to repairs, damage or disturbances at home or relating to your property, home property. It is better not to buy a new house during this phase, or selling a property is still okay, but purchasing a new one is not advised right now. This is also a time to stay alert and avoid getting trapped in misleading situations, as Ketu can create confusion. Staying calm, patient, and grounded will help you handle this transit much better. If you move slowly, speak wisely, and take care of your family and health, this period can bring new learning, growth, and meaningful experiences for you in your life. Gemini ascendants. Now for Gemini natives during this period, Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury all are transiting your 8th house, the sign of Capricorn. This is a very sensitive placement. So the first and the most important thing for you right now is your health, because Mars is moving here along with so many other planets. There is a lot of intense energy and inner pressure. This is why you need to be extra careful, especially regarding accidents. Please stay cautious of accidents during this period and do not take unnecessary risk. During this time, you may notice that people around you may speak harshly, or small frictions may arise with family members, your neighbors, or even your in-laws. Try not to take things too hard. This phase is bringing deep transformations, especially in the first half, when all these planets will be in conjunction with each other. Changes may happen suddenly, transformations may come suddenly, and emotionally it can feel heavy. So staying calm and grounded will only help you. At the same time, this is actually a very good period to learn something new. When Sun, Venus, Mercury and Mars all are placed here together. So this can actually give you the courage to go deeper into any subject. You may feel drawn towards research, hidden knowledge, or even spiritual subjects as well. Venus being connected to creativity and spirituality for you can take you inward and help you understand life at a deeper level. This transit can quietly change the way you see things in your life. Still, please remain careful about your health, physical strain and accidents. Your body needs attention right now. Also take care of your relationships. Changes may occur in your relationship with your mother, your children, and even within the family as a whole. Their health also needs some care during this time, so try to be supportive and patient here. Financially, there can be sudden gains during this period. These gains may come unexpectedly, but this does not mean it is the right time to take risk. Do not blindly invest or get involved in speculative activities, speculative markets, speculative investments. Sudden gain of money is possible, but sudden losses are also possible if you act without planning. In the second half of this transit, when Sun, Venus, Mercury all will move out of the sign of Capricorn, and only Mars will be present in Capricorn. So during this time, again, health and safety will remain important. Against accidents should be avoided, and discipline in daily life is necessary. There can still be opportunities for sudden gains, especially for those working in fields related to insurance, shared finances, research, or areas involving such similar fields. This transit gives you courage to move forward in such fields as well. But it is still not a phase to take big risk. Enemies or opposition may increase during this time, so stay disciplined and connected. The fourth aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Aries, your 11th house, which can give you the energy to pursue gains and connect with friends. However, ego needs to be controlled, otherwise friendships can slowly turn into conflicts. During the first half of this period, many planets will be influencing the sign of Cancer, like Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury, all will be aspecting the sign of Cancer, your second house. So this can create ups and downs in finances. Saving money becomes very important now. Focus on long-term and safe investments rather than risky options. And saving is very important during this phase. Also take special care of your food habit. Avoid spicy or unhealthy food and try to eat simple, nourishing meals. This will support your health during this intense phase. Please avoid arguments with family members. Wise words and patience will protect relationships more than everything else right now. The 8th aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Leo, your 3rd house, where Ketu is positioned. This can create misunderstandings or arguments with siblings or neighbors. It also shows a tendency to take quick or impulsive decisions as well in your life, or decisions or actions. So please do not rush into new ventures or major decisions without proper planning or thinking. Think carefully. Review everything 2 or 3 times or maybe 10 times and only then move forward. If you stay cautious, humble and disciplined, this phase can bring deep inner growth and transformation without unnecessary damage to you. Cancer ascendants. For Cancer natives, Mars, Sun, Mercury, Venus all will be transiting the sign of Capricorn, your 7th house. Now, because the 7th house represents marriage, business partnerships or any partnership, business relationship, business, then this becomes a very sensitive and intense period for your personal and professional relationships. This time can feel emotionally charged, especially in married life or committed relationship. The best way to handle this phase is to stay practical and calm. Try not to react with anger or ego. If you handle your relationship with patience and maturity, the negative impact can be reduced a lot. The same advice applies to business partnerships as well. Clear communication and a practical approach will help you move through this period smoothly. At the same time, this Mars energy is actually very supportive for business. It gives you courage, confidence, and the ability to deal with challenges wisely. If ego is kept under control, this can be a very good period for business growth, especially for work connected to foreign clients or overseas market. You may also see fulfillment of certain desires and financial gains during this time. There can be travel related to work, including long distance or foreign travel as well. However, this period also brings many changes both in your work life and in your relationship. Because of this, staying humble becomes very important. The more flexible and understanding you are, the better this transit will work for you. In the second half of this period, Mercury, Venus and Sun will move out of Capricorn and enter Aquarius, and only Mars will remain in the sign of Capricorn in your 7th house. Even then, relationships still will need care. Mars alone can increase your anger, even impatience, if you are not careful. On the positive side, Mars continues to support your courage and strength in work and business. You will have the clarity and determination to deal with challenges and move forward professionally. So even in the second half, this period remains good for business and work related growth. Until Venus and Mercury are present in your 7th house, it will help balance relationship issues. But once they leave, Mars becomes dominant. This means you need to be very careful in your relationship and be respectful with your partner. If you stay calm and understanding, you can pass through this phase quite smoothly. This is also a very supportive time to start or expand a business related to sports, fitness, physical activities or products connected with children. Mars supports such fields very well during this period. Now, Mars will aspect your 10th house with its 4th aspect, the sign of Aries, which gives you courage, motivation to perform better in your career. This is a strong time to take initiative, work harder and even move ahead professionally. Career growth or a positive shift in your work direction is also possible. Mars will aspect your ascendant now, the sign of Cancer. In the first half, Sun, Mercury, Venus will also influence Cancer, making your sign highly active, your ascendant highly active. So because of this, you need to take extra care of your health. At the same time, Mars gives you the discipline and energy to work on healing yourself, both Mars and Sun. This is actually a very supportive position for recovery, self-care, and building better habits. You may also feel motivated to help others during this time. Then the 8th aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Leo, your 2nd house, where Ketu is positioned. This makes family matters sensitive. Please try to stay humble and calm with family members, especially with your mother, your friends, your siblings, and your spouse. Emotions can rise easily, so patience is very important. It is also advised to eat clean and healthy food, light food if it is more preferable, and drink plenty of water to keep your body balanced and hydrated. If emotions are not handled carefully, disputes with family members, with your spouse can easily arise. But if you stay gentle, practical, and mindful, this period can become a time of growth, strength, and positive progress, both in work and in personal life. Leo Ascendants. For Leo natives, Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury, all will be transiting the sign of Capricorn, your 6th house. Mars is your 9th lord and 4th lord. So this particular transit of Mars will be quite important. In the first half, as said earlier, Mars will be with your ascendant lord Sun, then with Venus and Mercury. So overall, for the entire period, until all these planets are in Capricorn, this is a very strong and supportive period when it comes to courage and strength to face challenges directly. It helps you deal with enemies, competition, and health issues. You get the inner power to fight diseases and overcome obstacles. With consistent effort, you are likely to win over both enemies and illness. Because of this, it is very favorable period to work on improving your health and clearing long-standing problems. This is also an excellent time for competitive exams or any situation where competition is involved. If you are preparing for exams or interviews, please give your full effort during this phase. Luck will support you and your hard work can bring good results if your chart supports. And although this period can help you fight some health concerns, but at the same time, some health issues should not be ignored as well. There can be issues related to blood pressure, stress, or inflammation in the body. In some cases, long-standing health problems that require medical attention or even surgery may pop up during this time. So you can heal yourself. So health should be handled with care, but there is nothing to panic because this planetary combination will also support you strongly and help you with the recovery as well. In the second half of this period, only Mars will remain in Capricorn as Sun, Venus, Mercury all will move out of Capricorn and enter the sign of Aquarius. This actually brings some relief. Issues related to blood pressure, stress may slowly settle. Mars gives you the discipline to follow a healthy routine and take better care of your body. Overall, the second half with Mars alone is quite supportive for Leo Ascendants, as Mars, being your 9th lord, helps you reduce certain health issues, certain diseases, and defeat enemies as well. Even though competition may still be present, but you will have the strength to handle it. Now Mars will aspect your 9th house, the sign of Aries. During this time, it is important not to become rigid about your beliefs or opinions. This is actually a good period for spiritual growth. Try to stay flexible in your thinking. Please take care of your father's health, as minor health issues or small disagreements with your father or mother can arise during this time. Mars will aspect the sign of Cancer, your 12th house. And in the first half of this period, Sun, Venus, Mercury will also aspect your 12th house, making it highly active. So because of this, your routine and discipline will become very important. Maintaining a regular schedule, eating on time, sleeping properly, and following healthy habits will help you a lot. Meditation, yoga, breathing practices will be very helpful now. And yes, stay away from any sort of intoxication as much as possible, whether it's alcohol, smoking, drugs, etc. Turning towards spirituality will support your mental peace and emotional balance. Sleep disturbances are possible, minor sleep disturbances during this phase. So try to create a disciplined and calm routine for yourself. Now the 8th aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Leo, your ascendant, where Ketu is positioned, which means your ascendant is directly affected. This makes a self-care extremely important. Please be very attentive to your health. Avoid taking impulsive or risky decisions, especially related to your health. If you experience any sort of weakness or pain or any physical discomfort, consult a qualified doctor and follow a proper medical advice. Do not experiment on your own with medicines or treatments during this period. Anger and ego issues can arise during this time with family, as Sun is also involved. Your ascendant Lord is also involved with Mars here in the 6th house strongly, which is influencing your ascendant as well. So staying calm and humble is the key to moving through this phase smoothly. If you consciously control anger and ego, this transit will work very positively for you. This period is especially supportive for people working in fields related to law, disputes, medicine, healthcare, or service-oriented professions. With discipline and patience, this transit can help you achieve success and inner growth. Virgo ascendants. For Virgo natives, Mars, Sun, Venus, and Mercury all will be transiting the sign of Capricorn in the 5th house in the first half of this phase. And because the 5th house is highly active now, and 5th house is connected with children, creativity, learning, and emotions, and so this period needs a little extra care and awareness. During this time, please be extra careful regarding your children's health and their safety as well. There can be tendency towards small accidents or injuries to your children. So extra attention is advised. At the same time, this is actually a very strong period for us children's education, their studies. Their ability to focus deeply and learn new things increases. This is also a supportive time for spiritual learning, both for you and for your children. Try not to argue with your children during this phase. Be gentle, patient, and understanding, and will support their growth much better, and it will also support your relationship as well. This period has strong transformative energy, so how you handle emotion related to your children will matter a lot. If you are pregnant during this time, please take extra care of yourself. Mars is connected to your 8th house and your 3rd house. So be cautious with your health. If you are pregnant, following a proper medical guidance will be very important. This transit brings deep changes for you and your children. Even when Mars remains alone later in the 2nd half of this phase, when Sun, Venus, and Mercury will move out of Capricorn, it will continue to bring certain transformation because Mars is ultimately your 8th lord. Please take care of your children's health and avoid putting too much pressure on them or your own unfulfilled desires onto them. Let them grow at their own pace. In the 2nd half, when Mars remains alone in Capricorn, the need for caution continues, especially for pregnant women and for matters related to children. The fourth aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Aries, your 8th house again. So it's better to avoid risky or short-term speculative investments during this time, because Mars is present, all these planets are present in the 5th house and Mars is aspecting 8th house. It is not at all advisable to invest in speculative markets. Long-term planning is safer than quick gains. There may be some tension or misunderstandings with in-laws, or so patience is advised here as well. Then Mars will aspect the sign of Capricorn along with Sun, Venus, Mercury onto your 11th house. Now this affects your social circle, your friends and elder siblings. Try to stay humble and balanced in these relationships. Avoid blind financial decision, especially related to speculation, as this can lead to losses if not handled carefully. Then the 8th aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Leo, your 12th house, where Ketu is position. Well, this is a good time frame for spirituality or spiritual activities. But apart from that, it can affect your health, it can affect your sleep, and you may feel restless or find it harder to rest properly. Hospital visits or health related expenses are possible, so take good care of your health. Since the 12th house is active, proper rest, regular sleep and mental peace will become very important during this time. If you move patiently and wisely and stay gentle with your children and take care of their health and your health and also your finances, this transit can become a period of learning, inner growth and meaningful transformation for you. Libra Ascendants. For Libra natives, Mars will transit the sign of Capricorn, your 4th house. In the first half of this transit, Mars will be transiting with Venus, Mercury and Sun in this house, in the sign of Capricorn in the 4th house. And Mars is your 2nd and your 7th lord here. So this period becomes important for both money matters and your relationships. This is actually a very supportive time for real estate related work. If you are involved in property business, buying, selling or dealing with land, this period can bring good opportunities. Mars is a planet, natural planet for property and land. Mars represents property and land, and with so many planets in the 4th house, material progress is strongly indicated. However, even though the period is supportive, it is important not to take very high or careless risk, because especially in the first half, because Venus, your ascendant lord, will be transiting with Mars, Sun and Mercury. Selling property during this time can be very beneficial, and buying property is also supported. Just make sure that all the documents are verified legally. Renovation of the house or changes in your living space are also possible. You may even travel to a distant place during this first half of this phase. At the same time, family matters need attention. Please take care of your mother's health, as the 4th house represents mother and home, and there is this planetary war going on right now. Emotional tension at home is also possible, and small disagreements within family can also arise. Try not to speak harshly with family members. Even though this is a good time financially and professionally, relationships may feel sensitive. So patience is very important. On a material level, this period is quite strong. It supports income, business growth and practical achievements. But on emotional and relationship level, some friction is possible. Venus, your ascendant lord, is involved in the first half, so your health also needs care. Later, Venus will move towards the sign of Aquarius, where it will meet Rahu. So over the next 2 to 3 months, maintaining your health routine in managing stress will be very important. You may hear harsh or unexpected words from people close to you during the first half of this transit. Try not to react emotionally. Staying calm will help you and avoid unnecessary conflicts. Now, Mars will aspect the sign of Aries, your 7th house. If handled wisely, this energy can actually help you improve bonding with your spouse. It can bring passion and renewed connection with your life partner. But ego must be kept aside. If anger and dominance enters the relationship, the same energy can create conflicts. Handle your relationship with care and understanding, and this aspect will work positively. Mars will aspect your 10th house, the sign of Cancer. In the first half, Sun, Venus and Mercury will also influence the sign of Cancer. So this gives guidance, courage and motivation in your professional life. This is a good time to take responsibility, work hard and move ahead in your career. Your efforts are likely to be noticed. Then the 8th aspect of Mars will fall on your 11th house, where Ketu's position. Now this makes gains and desires a sensitive area. Sudden gains may come, but they can disturb peace if you become too greedy or take risky decisions. Avoid speculative investments and do not chase quick profits. This aspect can also create misunderstandings with friends or elder siblings, so stay humble and avoid arguments. If you control ego and avoid haste and stay balanced in your expectations, this period can pass smoothly. Financially and professionally, it is supportive, but emotional maturity is required. Please also continue to take care of your health, as stress can build up if you ignore rest and routine. Overall, this is a strong but sensitive phase. With patience, humility and mindful decisions, you can use this transit to build stability, growth and long-term security for you. Scorpio Ascendants. For Scorpio natives, Mars will transit the sign of Capricorn, your 3rd house. In the first half of this transit, Sun, Venus and Mercury will also be in conjunction with Mars. So this period gives you courage, confidence and the push to start something new. If you have been thinking about initiating a project or taking a step forward, this energy can support you. At the same time, you need to be careful, because Mercury, your 8th lord, Venus, your 12th lord, are also involved in this combination. So because of this, it is very important to think twice before acting, especially in the first half of the transit. Avoid rushed or impulsive decisions as much as possible. If you act out of impulsiveness or blind confidence, then results may not go as expected. Mars will give you here energy, but the support from other planets may not be as positive. So balanced thinking is necessary. Throughout the entire transit, Mars's transit in the sign of Capricorn, please be very mindful of your relationship with your younger siblings and neighbors. Mars is your ascendant lord and also your 6th lord, so it strongly influences your health and daily routine. Pay attention to your health, especially anything related to your hands, your arms, your shoulders or your nervous system. Small injuries or strain can also happen if you overexert yourself. Mars will aspect the sign of Aries, your 6th house, which gives you the strength to face competition, your exams, your enemies and health challenges. If you stay disciplined, this energy can help you overcome obstacles and recover from health issues. This is a supportive position for competitive exams and problem solving, provided you follow an ethical path. The 7th aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Cancer, your 9th house. So in the first half of this phase, Sun, Mercury, Venus will also aspect your 9th house, the sign of Cancer. So this can bring short journeys, travels, or visits to spiritual or holy places. These trips can be beneficial, but communication needs to stay calm. Avoid unnecessary arguments or disputes during travel. Luck can support you, but patience and wise actions and decisions and wise speech is still required. Please also take care of your father's health during this time. Small verbal disagreements with your father are also possible. So be respectful with your father. Mars gives you strong strategy and confidence, but over enthusiasm can make you miss small details. That one overlooked detail can create setbacks. So double check your actions and plan and your plans as well. Keeping ego under control is very important during this phase. The 8th aspect of Mars will fall in the sign of Leo, your 10th house, where Ketu's position. This makes your career area very sensitive. There can be disagreements with seniors, supervisors, or colleagues. Ego clashes and misunderstandings may arise. Apart from that, frustration related to work can also increase. But this is not the right time to take certain decision about regarding your career, like quitting your job or changing your career just out of anger or any emotion, negative emotion. Mars will move out of the sign of Capricorn on 23rd, after which some pressure will reduce. However, Ketu will still remain in your 10th house. So some dissatisfaction in the career may continue, but clarity will improve. If you receive a genuinely good job opportunity, then change can be considered. Otherwise, avoid impulsive career decisions. Staying focused, patient, and grounded will help you handle this transit much better, and it will help protect you and it will also give you a long-term growth. Sagittarius ascendant. For Sagittarius natives, Mars will be transiting the sign of Capricorn, your 2nd house. In the first half of this phase, Mars will be in conjunction with Mercury, Venus, and Sun. Because 2nd house is connected to food, family, finances. So the first and the most important advice during this time is to be very mindful of what you eat. Your eating habits can definitely affect your health and your mentality. Try to eat clean, healthy food. Avoid spicy or heavy food as much as possible. Since planets like Sun and Mars, and even planets like Venus, Mercury, all are present here, so food related issues can easily become the cause of health discomfort if care is not taken. Family matters also need a wise approach during this time. Try to remain calm and humble while speaking with your family. Try to be very patient and wise when it comes to dealing with family members. Even small harsh words can create unnecessary tension, so soft communication will help you maintain peace at home. On a financial side, this period will ask for some maturity and patience. It is a good time, very good time to save money and think about long-term investments if possible. However, avoid taking risky decisions like heavily investing your money in speculative markets and such, as this transit can bring both gains and losses. So staying practical and disciplined with money and managing your money wisely will help you more than ever. In the second half of this transit, Mars will be alone in the sign of Capricorn, as Sun, Venus, and Mercury would have moved out of Capricorn and entered the sign of Aquarius. And since Mars rules your 5th and your 12th house, and it is placed in the second house, so health and eating habits will be very important. Continue being careful with food and routine. Relationship with family and children also will need some understanding. Financially, this transit is supportive, the second half, but only if you plan wisely. Unplanned expenses and careless investments can lead to losses, so caution is advised. Now, the fourth aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Aries, your fifth house. This can be a helpful period for people involved in sports, physical activities, or fields related to any instruments, performance, or fields where tools are needed. However, for those who are pregnant or planning pregnancy, extra care is needed during this time, as some complications or physical strain may arise if the body is overworked. Now, the seventh aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Cancer, your eighth house. Please be cautious about accidents, especially in the first half of this transit when all the planets will be together in Capricorn. Drive carefully and avoid risky activities. Some tension with in-laws are also possible, so patience and calm behavior will help reduce misunderstandings. Now, the eighth aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Leo, your ninth house, where Ketu is positioned. So because of this, it is important to pay attention to your father's health. Avoid arguments with your fathers, with your elder, with your gurus during this time. Keeping respect and humility in your relationship with them is very important. Also, this is not an ideal period for taking unnecessary long distance journeys, so travel only if it is truly required. Overall, this transit can bring growth and stability, financial growth and stability. If handled with discipline, patience, and humility, small conscious efforts, especially related to food, speech, and decisions, will make a big difference during this phase. Capricorn Ascendant. For Capricorn natives, Mars will be transiting the sign of Capricorn, your first house, your ascendant. In the first half of this phase, Mars will be in conjunction with Venus, Mercury, and Sun here. So because there are so many planets, strong influence in your first house, your ascendant, so here your health will become the most important focus during this time. Try to follow a disciplined daily routine life, regular exercises, proper sleep, timely meals will really help you. If you become careless with your routine, your discipline, then small health issues may start appearing. But if you stay disciplined, this transit can actually help you recover from ongoing health concerns. There is also need to be little extra careful physically. Minor accidents or injuries can happen for Capricorn natives, so you need to be very careful, especially head injuries. For some people, medical procedures or surgeries may also come up during this time only if it is indicated in your chart. So stay alert and take care of yourself properly. At the same time, Mars is also your 11th lord. So materially, this can be a very good period. You may experience gains. In some cases, even sudden gains as well. From a financial point of view, this transit supports growth. However, when it comes to health and relationships, especially friendships, this is not the most comfortable period. Try to be very mindful in your interactions with friends, elder siblings, and in-laws. Avoid unnecessary arguments and misunderstandings as emotions can run high. In the second half of this period, Mars will be alone in Capricorn, as Sun, Venus, Mercury would have moved out of Capricorn and entered Aquarius, your second house. Now this phase, the second half, looks better financially. There are strong chances of gains, especially if you are connected to real estate, property matters, or income through home-related sources. You may receive a good amount of money during this period. Health-wise, the pressure reduces compared to the first half, but maintaining discipline is still important. Now coming to the aspects of Mars, the fourth aspect of Mars will fall on your fourth house, the sign of Aries. This can support real estate matters, but please take care of your mother's health. Some small tension or emotional disturbances at home may also arise, but nothing major is indicated here. Handling things calmly will keep peace at home. Now the 7th aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Cancer, your 7th house. In the first half, Venus, Mercury, Sun will also aspect Cancer along with Mars. So relationships with your spouse may feel more balanced if handled maturely. In the second half, when Mars is alone, it becomes very important to stay humble and patient in your marriage and avoid arguments as much as possible. Because even small matters can turn into big arguments or big disputes later on. Gentle communication will help you pass this phase smoothly. Now the 8th aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Leo, your 8th house, where Ketu is positioned. So this again means that health should be taken seriously. Be cautious about accidents and avoid risky activities. Some tension with in-laws is possible, so it is best to stay neutral and avoid confrontations. This is also not a good time to get involved in joint finances or speculative investments. Avoid impulsive financial decisions and do not take unnecessary risk. Overall, this transit can be quite rewarding financially if handled wisely. At the same time, health, patience, and humility are the keys to moving through this period peacefully and safely. Aquarius ascendant. For Aquarius natives, Mars will be transiting the sign of Capricorn, your 12th house. In the first half, Mars will be in conjunction with Venus, Mercury, and Sun. Mars is your 3rd lord and your 10th lord. So if you are involved in import-export businesses or any import-export work, foreign business, or if your career is connected to overseas countries, MNCs, or anything related to foreign, then this can actually be a very supportive time. If you are working abroad, planning to go abroad, or dealing with foreign clients, this period can bring good opportunities, especially on business front or even in career front or job front as well. At the same time, it is very important not to take any rushed decision, any impulsive decision, especially in matters related to partnerships or personal relationships. This transit is temporary, but decisions taken in hurry can create long-term effect and long-term regret. So please pause, think calmly, and then act. The first half of this transit is very good for spirituality. Venus, your 9th lord, along with Mercury and other planets in the 12th house, supports spirituality, spiritual awakening, spiritual growth, inner healing during this period. Also, this is a very good period if you want to do any healing activity like meditation, yoga, sadhana, etc. If you feel restless or disturbed during this time, turning towards spirituality will really help you. Your sleep may feel disturbed throughout this transit, so try to stay calm and try to keep your mind calm before as much as possible. Meditation, prayer, or quiet time will help you a lot and feel more balanced. Health-wise, again, please take extra care of yourself and avoid anything unhealthy. Avoid unhealthy food and avoid irregular eating habits. Also, stay away from intoxications as much as possible. Some people may also experience knee-related discomfort or body fatigue as well. There are also chances of hospital visits either for yourself or someone close to you, someone from your family, only if your chart supports. So it is better to stay alert and not ignore any health issues or health signals. Now coming to the aspect of Mars, the 4th aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Aries, your 3rd house. Now this gives you courage and motivation to start something new. However, because other planetary energies are sensitive, it is very important to double check everything before taking action. Think 10 times before taking any action or decision. Review your plans carefully and do not ignore small details. There can be minor misunderstandings with younger siblings or neighbors, but nothing major if handled calmly. In some cases, travel to a foreign place with younger sibling is also possible. Spending quality time with them can be very positive for you, even though small frictions may still remain. Now, the 7th aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Cancer, your 6th house. This is very helpful aspect for competitive exams, for challenges and overcoming obstacles. Especially during the first half of this phase when Sun, Venus, Mercury will also aspect your 6th house. If you stay disciplined in your routine, this energy can help you fight your competition, your enemies, fight diseases and improve your overall strength as well. Now, the 8th aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Leo, your 7th house, where Ketu is already positioned. Now, this is an important area to be careful. In business partnerships and marriage, avoid impulsive decisions. Do not unnecessarily argue with your spouse or with your business partner. Emotional distance and frustration may increase during this time. So patience and humility are very important, especially in your marital life. If you are in healthy relationship, and gentle communication will help you manage this phase. If you are into toxic relationship, then this transit can give you the strength to step away and choose peace for yourself. Overall, this transit supports foreign connections, career growth and spiritual development. At the same time, calm thinking, emotional balance and humility will help you move through this period smoothly and safely. Mars will be transiting the sign of Capricorn, your 11th house. And in the first half of this transit, Mars will be in conjunction with Venus, Sun and Mercury. Because these many planets are activating your 11th house, there are strong chances of gains. Sudden gains are also possible, and gains through real estate, land related work or any business or any work that involves something related to nature will also see some growth. However, it's very important to understand that if you keep your desires too much, if you become overconfident, or if you take impulsive decisions and heavy risk, then this same period can also bring down for you. This is not the right time for any risky investments or adventures related to finances. Materially, this transit can give you a lot, but only if you remain disciplined and practical. Desires will definitely increase, your expectations will increase, but you must stay grounded and you should know the limit, where you have to stop and where you have to start. Throughout the entire Mars transit in the 11th house, please be very careful with your speech and your relationships. Mars is your 2nd lord and your 9th lord. So words matter a lot during this time. Do not use harsh language, especially with friends, elder siblings or people from your network. Otherwise, unnecessary friction and misunderstandings can arise. Being humble will protect you more than anything else. Now, coming to the aspects of Mars, the 4th aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Aries, your 2nd house. This shows that diet and speech both needs attention, including your family as well. Eat healthy food, avoid spicy, oily, unhealthy food, and try to maintain a calm tone while speaking. If your food habits are disturbed, it can directly affect your health and your thinking as well. Family issues may also arise. Minor family issues may arise, but they can be managed easily if you stay patient and wise. Now the 7th aspect of Mars will fall in the sign of Cancer, your 5th house. In the first half, Sun, Mercury and Venus will also aspect the sign of Cancer. So the situation until these planets, all these planets are aspecting the sign of Cancer, the environment will remain manageable. Still, please take care of matters related to children. Do not argue with them and try to understand their emotions. Try to spend quality time with them. If you are pregnant, this is the time to be extra cautious, avoid stress and take proper medical care when needed. Now the 8th aspect of Mars will fall on the sign of Leo, your 6th house, where Ketu is already positioned. Now this is the most sensitive area for Pisces ascendant. Your health needs serious attention. Saturn, which is already positioned in the first house, Rahu in the 12th house, Ketu in the 6th house, and Mars aspecting Ketu, your 6th house, the sign of Leo, with its Marak Drishti. So it's very important to be careful with your health. Your body may feel weak, tired or stressed. Please do not ignore even small health symptoms. Eat clean, follow a disciplined daily routine life and include exercises, light exercises, yoga, pranayam in your life. This will help you a lot. Materially, this Mars transit is very strong and supportive, but on health level, it is not very positive. Health must be your top priority. Your first house, 6th and 12th house are already activated and so rest, sleep and recovery are very important. If you feel something is not right, do not delay, consult a doctor immediately. Mars can also give you a courage for competitive exams and challenges as well. But because Ketu is positioned in the 6th house, laziness or confusion may remain or may interfere. So do not become aggressive or reckless in these areas if you are not able to achieve something which you needed. Be practical, calm and methodical. Capricorn energy works best when you handle problems logically and patiently. If you stay disciplined, humble and health conscious, this transit can give you material growth without causing long-term damage. So that's it for today. If you liked our video, then please do remember to like, share, hype and subscribe to our channel. Have a wonderful day ahead and see you in the next video. Until then, Narayan, Narayan.